This is Living the RV Dream, episode 151 for Friday, July 10th, 2020. I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be. 'Cause I'm free in my RV. Yeah. Hello, happy campers. Hello, happy travelers around the world. All right, so as you guys know, a couple of weeks ago I released my video of Northern Ohio, Lake Erie, the Put-in-Bay, and I thought it would be appropriate and timely to have someone from the area here on the podcast. And today we have Katrina Reed. She's a communications manager for the Miller Boat Line Ferry, and she's a Put-in-Bay resident. And Katrina, welcome to the show. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Are you coming to us from Put-in-Bay proper? Are you on the island?
I am. Yeah, I live here year round.
Oh wow, that's great. That's why I wanted to talk to you, because we tourists, we usually get like a weekend experience, and I wanted to see also to hear from you what it is like other times of the year. By the way, do you get a lot of this just came up to me right before we started the interview? Do you get a lot of tourism from like international tourists, or it's mostly like people from the area?
I would say we get both. I think we get a lot of people like I would say it's mostly people from about 4 hours away we get. But if you go out, you'll meet people from all over at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand that. But I'm asking because it's kind of under the radar, from people from faraway places like Florida, for example. A lot of people have never heard of Put-in-Bay. That's also why I wanted to have you on and tell us a little more about the island. And
well, Robert, some people don't even know that Ohio has islands, and I didn't even know that. I lived in Ohio my whole life, and I didn't even know until about 11 years ago that Ohio had islands. No, maybe 13 years ago, and then I've been living here for 11. But many people don't know that about the Lake Erie Islands at all.
Yeah, I know. I had never heard of it until we were researching. Actually, when I went there, and we were talking about this off camera. But one of my first RV trip was to Ohio, and we went to Cedar Point. And I think for that reason, I have a lot of viewers of my YouTube channel, and a lot of listeners, and a lot of good friends. Actually, I've made a lot of good friends from Ohio. I wanted to ask you about the name, because I also have a lot of international listeners, and a lot of them, this is kind of funny, they thought it was related to Vladimir Putin, which has nothing to do with the name of the island, right? How did that? Because it's a strange, it's a hyphenated name to begin with. Put-in-Bay. Where's the origin of the name?
It is a hyphenated name. They say it's probably derived from our secure harbor, like the shape of the island. And it's a place where ships can put into the bay as refuge from a temperamental Lake Erie. Also, a 1700s map created by the British named the harbor Pudding Bay, perhaps because it's shaped like a pudding bag, which was commonly used in the ship's galley. And I'm reading as I go here to make sure I don't mess it up. Yeah. So bear with me.
Yeah, it's okay.
A little bit of history. So.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And let me tell you, Lake Erie, I can tell is kind of a temperamental lake. I didn't realize it's like an ocean. Sometimes it gets really choppy, and I hear it's because it's a relatively shallow lake. Is that what you've heard too?
It is. It's the shallowest of the Great Lakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, because it's so shallow, we have bigger waves and everything's affected more.
Is that thunder I hear in the background?
It is.
Well, let's hope
I can move inside if I need to.
Let's hope that could get exciting if you start getting, but for those of you listening on audio only, Katrina is outside, like on her deck, right? And okay, let me ask you, how do you get to the island, first of all?
Well, by private boat, by plane, or Miller Ferry, which is the ferry line to the islands, carries people, vehicles, freight, food, anything that gets to the island comes aboard Miller Ferry. If you have a private boat, lots of people come that way. We have a great harbor with many docks that people can come. And then by private plane, which is how, when Lake Erie freezes, if you live here, that's how we get back and forth in the winter, by plane.
And the ferry, can you accommodate all kinds of RV sizes? It's a pretty big ferry, isn't it?
It's a very big ferry. The ferry service can carry anything. I've researched this. Some of the great things that we've carried, from pets to people to pools, airplanes,
Wow.
houses, because literally everything here has to come over on the ferry. So yes, we can accommodate all and any size of RVs, semi trucks.
That's good to know, because one of the only thing I didn't like about the island is that I didn't have enough time there to like really enjoy it. So next time I definitely want to stay overnight, a couple of nights.
Do you have plans to visit again? Have you when you were here, you stayed at South Bass Island State Park?
No, we stayed England. We stayed in.
Oh, you didn't stay on the
No,
island.
we didn't stay.
Okay.
We only had one day, like a few hours actually. So next time I definitely want to stay at the state park.
Yeah, it's got it's beautiful. It's got great history, and it's right on the lake. And there's campsites overlooking the cliff. I mean, it's right. It's the best place on the island to watch the sunset. You really do have to check it out.
Yeah. I don't know about this summer with all this COVID-19 stuff, but maybe the next year will be a good. By the
Yeah.
way, how because a lot of people are gonna want to know if they want to visit. How normal is the situation right now, and how normal is the new normal gonna be? Do you have any information about what's open, what's closed, the measures?
I think we're kind of in the same boat as everyone else. I think Ohio is kind of, we haven't been hit super hard yet. So far, we hope it stays that way. But kind of the same as everyone else. But yeah, we haven't been hit real hard lately. We have still had many visitors, many tourists. The great thing is that the ferry is an open air ferry ride. And you also have the option of staying in your car if you'd like. You could bring your vehicle over. And at Put in Bay, there's so many things to do staying outside. Like you could bring your bicycle on the ferry for $4 round trip. So you could ride your bike, bring your car, walk on the ferry. It's open air, and the ride is only 18 minutes. And it's very scenic, calming, relaxing. And it's 18 minutes, but you really feel like you're far away. And then the island has so many great things to do that you can do outside. Like we have 4 nature preserves. 2 are on the water. Great for hiking, skipping rocks, searching for beach glass. 1 is a storybook trail where you go along and read the story as you go. 1 is a wildflower trail. So a lot of people will come and visit and rent a golf cart and just explore the island, grab lunch, sit in D Rivera Park with a lake view, visit the nature preserves, the monument grounds. So you can visit and you can be outside the entire time if you'd like.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I know. So sometimes Putin Bay is kind of known as a party town, but there's so many other things to do. I imagine like that big festival you guys have at the end of August or early September might not happen or something, but.
Well, I think any kind of resort town, you would not really want to have families downtown past 6 or 7. But during the week, during the day, weekday nights, it's very family friendly.
Yeah, I know. I know.
But
that.
if you like live music, we've got 2 wineries, great restaurants, all kinds of things.
Let me talk about wineries because I'm kind of into wine. The Lake Erie Islands are known as the wine islands. Do you have any little history on that? How that came about? Because it's unusual, also. Like
we have Heinemann's Winery here. That is the oldest family-owned winery in Ohio, and they actually grow their grapes and make their wine all from the lake. They do it here. Like they grow the grapes on many of the islands and they make their wine right on Put in Bay. And they have some unique, amazing wines. And they've got a wine garden that you can go sit with. You can bring the family. They have grape juice and they have world's largest geode. And it's a cave you can go down into, go spelunking, and you're actually inside the geode. So it's a very cool photo op.
Okay, now
very unique to Put in Bay.
Yeah, definitely. Next time I need to go with more time because we just Actually, I wanted to ask you, since you live on the island full time, how's life different on the island than on the mainland? Any challenges you have encountered?
It's very different. When I first moved here, I was like, so we don't have a Target. And my husband's like, no. I was like, Walmart? He's like, no. I was like, okay, like CVS? No. So we have a small grocery store, very small, and we have one gas station. We have the post office, a repair shop. We have like a town hall, and no, we have some like gift shops, but we don't have a lot of the amenities that you have on the mainland. And we have there's many restaurants, like I said, the restaurants, the wineries, the bars, gift shops. But all of those close in the winter. So in the winter, it's a whole different life. But you kind of realize how much of that stuff you don't need. You know how many, like I would go to Target all the time, get a coffee and just walk around Target, and you kind of realize like you can go outside. Why go to the park? There's so many, you realize you don't need that stuff. So we have a lot of stuff delivered here. We're able to get Amazon and Amazon Pantry and lots of stuff delivered. If we go to the mainland, sometimes we'll grab groceries on our way back. Otherwise, we'll just shop at our grocery store here. But we do have to take the ferry. When we go over, we take the ferry every time and then ride the ferry back. And like I said, it's 18 minutes. So it's really, you could drive your car right on, drive your car right off. It's actually, it's kind of cool. Yeah. It really is. Island life is kind of cool.
You go to the mainland often and to do.
Well, the ferry schedule in the summer makes it really easy. Miller Ferry has ferries every half hour in the summer. So, and it's daily. So it makes it really easy if you want to hop on the ferry if me and my husband want to go to dinner or take the girls to Cedar Point for a day. It makes it really easy to just take a day trip. Mm-hmm. But I'd say we leave about every 2 to 3 weeks in the summer. In the winter, I try to leave every 2 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks also, so I don't get stir crazy. But I mean, sometimes I'll go a month or 2 months without going to the mainland. It really just depends.
Yeah. And how's life on the winter? You know, I'm from Florida, so I don't know anything about snow and cold weather. And how many permanent residents? I imagine it must have a very small town feel in the winter.
It is. We have about 300 to 400 residents. We have a school here. It's small. From preschool through 12th grade, we have about 90 students. And pretty much everything closes in the winter. The post office stays open, the grocery store, auto body shop, the town hall will be open. What else? Post office, grocery store, town hall. And that is about, the hardware store will also stay open. And everything else closes down. There's usually one restaurant that'll stay open. It kind of varies which it is. And it's very quiet, serene, beautiful. We don't use salt on our roads, so everything just stays white. And if the lake freezes, it's fun because then we have all kinds of ice activities. You could take your four-wheeler and ride it on the ice, ice fishing, ice skating. People do have ice boats. The kids will set up a ice hockey. And it's like the whole little tight-knit community in the winter. And then, of course, you have to fly back and forth. And the planes are about 4 to 10 people in a plane. So sometimes it's just like me and my husband and girls and the pilot. Like it's a small little plane. Yeah, but it's only like from when you take off to land, it's 6 minutes. Mm-hmm. So it's actually convenient.
Yeah. And can you visit in the winter? Like, do you get any visitors? If I wanted to see it, experience it?
Yes, people come and they love to go ice fishing. We get all kinds of visitors for ice fishing. That's when the ice does freeze. It's actually a whole nother economy for the island because so many people come to go ice fishing.
Oh, wow. Cool. And let me ask you, I mean, obviously summer is the best time of the year to go to experience the island. But what would you say is like the best day of the year, the best week of the year to visit Put-in-Bay?
That's easy. That is a weekday in September or October. I love that time of year. It's when they harvest the grapes. So the whole island smells like grapes, and the leaves are changing with the Lake Erie backdrop, and everything is still open. The bars, restaurants, shops, but there's no crowds, no lines. It's very calming, and that's definitely my favorite.
Well, definitely, since I'm into wine and all that, definitely next time I'm gonna try to hit that late part of the season.
Do you like red or white wine?
I'm more of a red kind of guy, but we drink both. My wife and I, we drink, as long as they're not too sweet. You know, we like the drier kinds. But yeah,
Me too.
What kind of wines? What kind of grapes? Any popular grapes or anything like that? If we can geek out
yes,
on the
they
wine
have
a bit.
Catawba grapes. They have what are they called? Catawba grapes. I can't believe I can't think of the name. They have wines, everything from very sweet to very dry wines. They have champagne. They have blush, red, white. I want to say there's over 30 kinds of wines. They have a Vidal. They have there's bound to be. I'd be happy to make a recommendation if you tell me more what you like.
Yeah, well, we'll get in touch.
When you visit.
We'll get in touch next summer or next
when you visit.
fall. Not this fall, then the following year. If I'm most likely gonna go. And we also have breweries, of course, and plenty of restaurants. What would be one of your recommendations? Like one of those places that is a hidden gem for a restaurant.
Well, a hidden gem. I would say the Goat is a hidden gem. They have amazing food. They have a real pretty patio you can sit on, and it's not on the water. That's why I say it's more hidden. It's right outside of town, and if you can get a spot right on their patio, and you can watch over, and you can kind of people watch. It's a great place to watch the passers. And they have craft cocktails that they make. They grow a lot of their vegetables right there. But it's right outside of town, so a lot of times people miss it.
Mm-hmm. And what attraction would you say that most people miss that you would recommend in the island?
What do people miss? I think spelunking. I think that everybody should visit the caves here. I think the spelunking is really cool. There's parasailing, but I know that you could do parasailing in other places, but it's really cool seeing the islands, and on a clear day, you could see to Canada. Mm-hmm. What else is something hidden? The Lake Erie Islands are a great place to paddleboard, kayak, canoe. We have a water trails guide that shows you a trail that you can take and great places to stop. So I think if you like to paddleboard or kayak, it's a really good place to do that too. I think a lot of people miss that.
When we were there, that it was a historical weekend, and we visited this island that is owned by the Ohio State University. Is that island? Are you able to visit it any other time? Because there was like a unique thing that we're having these little boats ferrying people back and forth.
Sometimes you can call and make an appointment to visit, but it is not just open to the general public. They have Stone Laboratory, like you said, it's owned by Ohio State. Yep. They do testing of Lake Erie and keeping the ecosystem healthy. And they have classrooms there. And you can visit. You can see their classrooms, their labs. They have dorms there. There's an historic mansion there called Cook Castle. You can read the history behind that. And if you get to visit, it really makes an impression on you.
Yeah, but we were lucky enough last year to be able to, by chance, we didn't know. And my friend Jim, I went to I'm sure you met Jim, or at least spoke to him. And he started talking to someone, and someone told him, and he's like, no, we have to go to Gibraltar Island, because that's like that place is never open.
It is not open to the public. You have to find a time of the year where they're doing tours, but it's not always open. But they do tours usually every year at certain times. So
yeah, and there's also the historical aspect of the island, that you have that memorial, the Paris Memorial,
Paris Victory and International Peace Memorial. Yeah, it's a sign of peace between Great Britain, Canada, and the United States. Yeah, and you can go up to the observation deck. And it is just an amazing view. It's closed this year, but will be open next year. So far this year, it might open this year. We're not sure. So
Yeah, everything is kind of like a moving target at this point. That's why I haven't even made set travel plans because
right,
2020 is gonna go down in history. Let me tell you, Katrina. Well, Katrina, thank you so much for your time and for talking to us about Putin Bay. Um, I know you're with the Miller boat line. It's a kind of a historic ferry. It's been around since the early 1900s. Can you tell us
yeah.
to conclude a little bit about the history of the ferry line and all that?
Miller Ferry was founded in 1905. It started as a fishing charter and water taxi business in the summer and an ice harvesting business in the winter. And since then, we've grown to be the biggest ferry service on Lake Erie. And actually, we have a new ferry being built. It's called the MV Mary Ann Market, and it's being built at Fraser Shipyard in Wisconsin. And we are really excited. Mm-hmm. We're really excited for the delivery. It's kind of it's taken a little bit longer than expected, but we're hoping to see her soon.
Yeah, Jim was also telling me about that. All right, Katrina, thank you so much. And I was trying to think anything you want to plug, any website that people should go to if they want to find out more about visiting Putin Bay and the Miller Ferry.
Yeah, it's millerferry.com. You can find everything on ferry schedules, coupons, free parking information, places to stay. And then the official Putin Bay website is visitputinbay.com. So you can find information about the island in general.
All right. Thank you so much, Katrina, and hope to see you on the road sometimes when I visit.
It was nice talking with you. Have a good evening.
You too.
Hope to see you on the island.
Thank you.